Hey guys, it's Dan with Pain For You. Today's topic is going to be stop researching. Before we do that, taking a couple of nice breaths. Breathe in the confidence. Breathe out the skepticism. Breathe in the peace. Exhale the noise and the static. Breathe in the courage. Breathe out the fear. So, today's topic, we're going to talk about research. It's very normal, you know. It's an internet-based world. And you got any type of problem, you can go to the computer, you pick up your phone, you start searching. Google, YouTube, whatever it may be. And so that's very, very common. And actually, probably not a bad thing to a degree, because a lot of the research people stumble upon. Dr. Sarno, people said, oh, I was searching and looking for answers. And somebody talked about this Dr. Sarno guy. And I said, all right, well, what's that all about? And then I started digging and learning. So sometimes research can be good. What I will tell you is that once you know about Sarno, and once you have done the self-assessment and determined that, yes, this fits for me, this is what's going on with me, I will encourage you to stop doing your research, right? As we've talked about in the past, I agree with doctors like Dr. Schubner, who says, you got something going on, go to the doctor, rule out the life-threatening or the intractable things that actually need medical attention, right? Rule those things out. But then after you've done that, don't start nitpicking your MRI and looking for all sorts of little normal abnormalities. Once you've ruled out the life-threatening and it becomes time to rule in this thing called TMS, and we do that with the self-assessments. My self-assessment and the pain test are very similar to the 30 questions on the ppdassociation.org website on the symptoms page, which is their way of assessing, do these symptoms line up with what Sarno has described as TMS, tension myositis syndrome, the mind-body syndrome. Really important to do that. Rule out the life-threatening, but then forget the rest of the medical stuff and rule in TMS. Once we know it's TMS, you can stop your research, right? Because research is going to lead you down these rabbit holes of, you know, all sorts of bad, scary medical labels, medical terms, new syndromes to get worried about. I spoke to somebody, I think it was last summer, who started out with one symptom, but through research, kept scaring herself. And she convinced herself that she was going to get all this stuff, and by the time she reached out to me, she had 42 symptoms. And she was in such a state that I couldn't get through to her on that phone call. We spoke for probably an hour. She just couldn't buy it. She just couldn't get over the hurdle that she thought she was dying. She thought she was falling apart. She had everything from fatigue to you name it. Pains, gastrointestinal problems, immune problems, skin rashes, everything you could imagine she had. Unfortunately, I was unable to get through to her, and that was her only call. She did not reach out back out to me again. But that extreme example will show you what can happen if you get sucked into that research rabbit hole. And again, research is how you perhaps found Dr. Sarno or found me. And I'm grateful for that, and I believe a certain amount of research is good. But again, once you discover this TMS thing, this Dr. Sarno worldview that your body's actually okay and there's nothing wrong, we just got to teach our brain that we're okay. The brain will eventually get the message and let go of these symptoms. Once we've discovered this new world of medicine and pain elimination, I'm really encouraging you to stop the research. You get a new symptom, research whether or not that's similar to TMS. But again, go through the self-assessment for the new symptom and go, does it correlate? If so, get away from WebMD, right? Can only lead you down these dark rabbit holes that are dark and scary and full of worms and rats and all sorts of stuff. So please stop researching. The problem with research is that symptoms we read about are contagious. Fear and anxiety about new symptoms can literally create them out of thin air. Right? So be very wary about how much time you're spending trying to figure out, what's going on, when in fact it's right in front of your face. It's TMS. And once we know that it's TMS, we've done the assessments, we can stop looking. The investigation is closed. We do not need any more research or evidence. Once we know it's TMS, it's time to stop the investigation, close the file, and move on with this approach, knowing with certainty that you're okay. So, raise your hand. Are you still researching even though you know about and follow my videos and understand TMS? Are you still researching medical things? If so, you're going to be confusing your brain. You're going to be scaring yourself. It's going to be harder and harder to turn down the fear. And what did I tell you in yesterday's video? Why physical treatments don't work. A confused brain is not going to be carefree in the way it deals with pain. It's going to err on the side of caution, believe that you've got a physical problem because you keep on researching physical problems and physical treatments, and the brain's going to go, wow, there must be something physically wrong, and anytime you do something physical, it's going to go, stop it, right? So research. It's a double-edged sword. It may lead you to TMS, but once you've found TMS and ascertained that that's what's going on with you, I really encourage you to stop researching, because I think it just causes more fear and can create more symptoms. So, if you're still doing that, cut it out. So, love you guys and gals. I will see you in the next video. See ya.